David Goggins once said, "I will fail, I will fail, I will fail, and then I will succeed." If I had gone to almost any other school, I would have had a relatively high chance of becoming a D1 runner. But as fate would have it, I just happened to attend the UW. With its 11 sub-4 mile runners, UW's a school that has developed what is arguably the best running program in the NCAA. Any rational person would hear that statistic and say, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But, unfortunately, I'm not rational. I came into my freshman year of college with a 1:55.57 personal best in the 800, and a lot of questions about the year ahead. I'd been told by Coach Powell himself that if I really wanted to make the team, I'd have to run 1:49, and then we'll talk. Amid my engineering studies, I began training like my life depended on it, and in a way, I think it does. In September of 2024, I met another like-minded, delusional runner like myself who was training to make the team. We decided to go all in together, and suddenly, I had a brother. Our first race took us to Spokane, Washington. After 6 hours of driving and one overnight stay, I stood at the start line of my first indoor college meet ever. I was sick and undertrained, but it didn't matter. This was the first step in pursuing a lifelong dream. Unfortunately, I did not get close to my PR in this race, nor did I even break 2. Regardless of my excuses, I left this race disappointed with my performance. I needed to train some more. By January, I was finally feeling strong again. Joel and I snuck into the UW indoor preview to run our respective events. Joel in the 4 and me in the 8. To start off the 2025 year, I clocked a 1:56, which was definitely a step in the right direction. A month later, I found myself at the most competitive meet I'd ever attended, the Husky Invitational. I barely made it into the slowest heat, where I managed to hold on and run a 1:55.24. Small as it was, I had finally PR'd. I also met Colin Salmon. As content as I was with my new PR, I knew there was still a lot of work to be done. A few weeks later, it was time for outdoor. For some reason, my outdoor track season did not go nearly as well as I had hoped for, and before I knew it, there was only one more race left in my 2025 season. So, I'm recording this because I'm leaving for my last race of the season in about 10 minutes. I don't think I've ever had nerves to this degree, even in high school. It's kind of just because the last 9 months, that's like all I've worked for. So I've cut ties with people that, don't believe in this goal of mine. I've skipped, I can't even count how many hangouts so that I could train. And it's all I've really thought about for the last year or so. So it is kind of surreal to have it be the last day of that for another year, probably, the 9 months. But I've convinced myself that I am the best 800-meter runner ever. That's something that I adopted after studying John Jones, Mike Tyson, number of runners as well, just people that are the best of their sport, and before they succeeded, that's all something they did, was convince themselves they were legitimately the best before there was evidence to show for it. So I mean, I have no evidence to show for it. I've actually had a lack of evidence in that I've had 2 bad races most recently, especially bad races. But going into this race today that I'm driving about 2 hours to, I do think I'm the best. So that's a mentality I haven't, fully adopted in the past,
but I think it's something that needed to happen, and that, in addition to all the sacrifices I've made, I'm hoping will produce something worthwhile. So it's the last day. Here we go.
As much as I would have loved for this video to be a come full circle success story, it seems my journey is going to require a few more failures and at least another year. In my final race of the season, I again ran a 1:57 and spent many days feeling upset and uncertain about my goal of becoming a D1 runner. But eventually, I realized this did not have to be the end. The smart thing to do was pick myself up, reanalyze my performances, and make a change for the better. Well, we're back at the track a few weeks later. Season definitely didn't go the way I wanted it to. And now I'll be training for a endurance pull-up event in August that I did last year, while simultaneously running track. So the exciting news is I got a new coach. Well, I got a coach in general. Didn't have one last season. So this guy, great guy, will be training me and my training partner, Joel, for the next year and maybe for the next couple of years until we get onto the team and run 149 and 48 or whatever. But I never like to end these videos on a down note, so I figured I would end it with this workout, where even though I have my wisdom teeth coming out in about a month, which will definitely impact my running progress, I still want to be training, so I have a bit of a base to fall back on when I come out of the surgery recovery. So we're going to be doing a 5x200 workout as fast as we can. So for today, it'll probably just be an illustration of, you know, just the love for running that got me into this sport. And we'll see what we can do, because the next step is next year's season, the next year of training. As bad as this season felt to me, we still PR'd in the 8 and unofficially in the 4. So there's good stuff ahead, and it's true. I didn't get even 152 this season. Didn't emerge from it with a girl like I did going into it. But you know, there's value in being solo, and there's value in failure. So I'll be back in a year after this workout. Hope you enjoy.
I wish I could give you up, but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood, run with my toxic love.